Welcome to the Business Wisdom Podcast, where business strategist Clive Enever shares his inner business wisdom with you. Each episode is packed with his experience to help you grow and develop your own business wisdom. Join Clive as he shares his wisdom with you.
Welcome to the Business Owners Podcast. Hello, I'm Clive Enever, business strategist, and I help you discover the clarity needed to better identify, engage more effectively, and convert more of your ideal clients. For over 30 years, I've had the privilege of mentoring small to medium-sized business owners right around Australia and the world. My goal, as always, is to help you find clarity, streamline your performance, and ultimately springboard your business success so you can achieve the lifestyle you truly deserve. Today, we're going to dive into the engine room of your business. We're talking about operations, and more specifically, we're asking a very critical, sometimes uncomfortable question. Check your operations. Where is the bottleneck? If you have been in business for any length of time, you already know the feeling of a busy week that yields zero progress. You're working hard, your team is working hard, but somehow revenue is plateauing. Projects are stalling. Deadlines are slipping. When you look at your business, it might feel less like a well-oiled machine and more like a traffic jam. And when you hit that traffic jam, growth stops. Today, we're going to identify exactly what is holding your business back, and more importantly, how to fix it. Let's start by talking about what happens when you reach a certain level of success. Many of you listening have built incredibly successful businesses through sheer force of will. You have the clients, you have the team, and you have the revenue. You did the hustle, you put in the long hours, and you made it happen. But here is the catch. With that success, you've also inherited an entirely new set of problems. You've hit what we can call the ceiling of complexity. When you first start out, business is relatively simple. You get a client, you do the work, you send the invoice. But as you scale, that simplicity vanishes. Suddenly you have multiple departments, team members, complex client requirements, marketing funnels, and compliance issues. The sheer volume of moving parts increases exponentially. And what happens when a business hits this ceiling of complexity without the right operational systems in place? You get decision fatigue. You get a team that relies far too heavily on you. And you end up with a strategy that feels much more reactive than proactive. You start treating your bank balance like a weather vane. If there's money in there today, it's sunny. If there isn't, you're scrambling for an umbrella. That's no way to run a sustainable enterprise. When operations break down, or when they fail to evolve alongside your growth, bottlenecks form. A bottleneck is simply the point of congestion in a system that slows down the overall process. Think of an hourglass. It doesn't matter how wide the top is or how much sand you pour into it. The sand can only fall as fast as that narrow middle section allows. In your business, that narrow middle section could be anything. It could be your client onboarding process. It could be your invoicing system. It could be your marketing pipeline. But I'm going to share a brutal truth with you today, one that requires a moment of real leadership honesty. I want you to listen very closely to this. The biggest lie business owners tell themselves is that they can scale a 7-figure business while acting as the highest paid task manager on staff. If you are stuck in the weeds, you are the bottleneck. Let that sink in. You are the bottleneck. This is often called the solo trap. We are told the hustle is the way. We see it all over social media. Grind, grind, grind. But I see business owners running themselves ragged, constantly trying to be experts in everything, from invoicing to Instagram. This trap makes you believe that nobody can do it as well as you can. It makes you believe that to maintain quality, your hands have to be on every single project, every single client email, every single operational decision. What happens? founder dependency. Founder dependency is the quiet bottleneck of business growth. It's not a sign of your dedication, though we all know you're dedicated. It is an indicator that your business structure hasn't grown alongside your ambition. If your team can't move forward without your final approval, you are slowing down your own business. If your clients demand to speak only to you, you are the bottleneck. Shifting from top-level technician to genuine leader is absolutely non-negotiable for scale. You have to stop insisting on control and ruthlessly carve out time for high-level strategy, what we can call Tier A work, if you're ever going to finally grow your asset. So how do we do this? How do we identify the operational bottlenecks, whether it's you or a flawed system, and clear the pathway to growth? It starts with identifying what I call the 60% bogus. I want you to think about what you and your core team do on a daily basis. Conduct a simple environment audit this week. Have your team and yourself write down everything you do in a day. You will quickly identify repetitive, low-value tasks that don't actually move the business forward. These are the tasks that eat up 60% of your day. It's the data entry, the endless email back and forth, trying to schedule a meeting, the manual lead qualification, the fixing of daily problems. If you are fixing daily problems instead of practicing strategic leadership, your systems are anchoring you to the now and preventing you from reaching your next. To move forward, you must move knowledge from your head into your systems. This is the art of systemising. Systemising your business has massive effects on your productivity, your motivation, and your mental health. Every time a question is asked in your business more than twice, it needs a system. It needs a standard operating procedure, an automated response, or a clear policy. When I dive into the engine room with my clients in the Strategic Wisdom Advisory Program, we do monthly strategic document audits. We audit everything that's going on in the business. We look closely at team structures and ask, are you optimised for growth or are you bottlenecked by personnel? We look at proposals and contracts. Are you leaving money on the table or attracting the wrong clients? You need to do the same for your operations. Are your systems currently supporting growth, or are they just barely holding the current chaos together? Let's talk about clarity, because fixing a bottleneck requires absolute clarity. Clarity doesn't happen by chance. It's created through planning. In business, clarity isn't just knowing what you want to achieve, it's understanding exactly how you're going to get there. Planning is clarity in action, and it's what turns overwhelm into order, chaos into consistency, and ambition into achievement. When your operations are bottlenecked, it's almost always a symptom of a lack of clarity. For instance, consider your sales pipeline. A major bottleneck I see in businesses is poor offer clarity. Offer clarity is the single greatest predictor of retention and repeat sales, yet it's often entirely overlooked in favour of frantic lead generation. Business owners spend thousands on ads trying to pour more leads into the top of a funnel. But if they're pouring leads into a business bucket with holes in it, it's not helping. You must fix the leaks first. If your operations aren't set up to seamlessly onboard a client, deliver the promised result, and provide stellar customer service, generating more leads will only break your business faster. Clarity is a financial metric that dictates the lifetime value of your customers. Client lifetime value, or CLV, is the total worth of a customer over your entire relationship. Focusing on CLV shifts your strategy from transactional sales to being a long-term partner. It's the single most important number for predictable revenue and business freedom. And here is a business wisdom tip for you. Retention is always more profitable than acquisition. There is a particular kind of rush that comes with landing a new client. It's like the new car smell of business. It's exciting, fresh, and seemingly full of potential. But if you're constantly hunting for new business to feed the bottleneck at the top of your funnel, while your existing clients are quietly slipping out the back door because your operations couldn't support them, you aren't building a business. You're just running on a treadmill. This is why we must shift from selling to serving in our conversations and our operations. Serving means having the operational capacity to deliver excellence every single time. And that requires systems that work independently of your constant supervision. So how do we systematically remove those bottlenecks? I'm going to give you a 3-step diagnostic process to take away from today's episode. Step 1. Map the current reality. Where are you now? You have to get brutally honest about your current position, operationally, financially, and strategically. What is working? What isn't? Take out a piece of paper, draw the flow of your business from the moment a prospect hears about you to the moment they pay their final invoice and give you a referral. Where does this process stall? Does it stall when you have to write a customer proposal? If so, your proposal process is a bottleneck. Does it stall when the client hands over their information? Then your onboarding process is the bottleneck. Does it stall because your team has to wait for you to approve every piece of work? Then you are the bottleneck. Identify the traffic jam. Step 2. One question to test for alignment. Once you find the bottleneck, you have to ask yourself why it exists. This one question instantly checks your alignment and eliminates the opportunity trap. Does this bottleneck exist because I am holding on to tasks that should belong to my team or a system? If you drew a line down the middle of a blank sheet of paper, on the left side, put the things that truly drive your business forward, the tier A strategy, the high-level relationships, the vision. On the right side, put the 60% bogus, the repetitive tasks. To scale, you must find an ideal growth partner, whether that is a new hire, an operations manager, or an AI tool who finds the work on the right side energizing. You have to let it go. Step 3, Systemise and educate. You can't just abdicate responsibility. You must delegate with a system. Build the map, document the process. Yes, it takes time up front. Yes, it feels tedious when you could just do it yourself quicker. But remember what I said earlier, doing it yourself anchors you to the now. Building a system propels you to the next. And as you build these systems, you must educate your team. Growth always involves change, and typically people don't like change because they're not familiar with it. I've seen internal sabotage happen when a business owner tries to introduce new tech or operations and staff gatekeep information because they fear for their jobs. You have to lead with education. Show your team how these new systems and operations alleviate pressure from them, allowing them to focus on meaningful work rather than repetitive data entry. At the end of the day, checking your operations and removing bottlenecks isn't just about making more money or growing a bigger team. It goes much deeper than that. Goals are not just the things you want in business, but the items you need. Time off, the lifestyle that you seek, and they are the income you require to enjoy all of those things. By setting them, noting them, and actively working to make them happen, you allow your business to work for you, and you find the strategies to make it so. Too many business owners build a cage out of their own success. Many of my clients attest to being able to build their success alongside creating the lifestyle they crave, putting an absolute end to the myth that business success requires total personal sacrifice. You deserve to have a business that runs smoothly. You deserve to take a holiday without your phone ringing with operational emergencies. You deserve a business that is a valuable asset, not just a high-paying, high-stress job. But to get there, you have to break through that ceiling of complexity. You have to stop being the top-level technician. You have to remove founder dependency. You have to turn overwhelm into order by creating absolute clarity in your operations. If you're listening to this and nodding along, if you know that your operations are bottlenecked and you're ready to stop running your business and start truly leading it, then it's time we had a conversation. Step out of the doing and into the leading. Head over to my website, enervagroup.com.au. You can book a discovery session with me, or you can explore the Business Wisdom Vault, a powerful library of tools, resources, and expert strategies designed to give you direct guidance on this exact journey. If you're an established business owner ready for elite level support, look into my Strategic Wisdom Advisory Program. Together we'll dive into your engine room, tackle your most pressing challenges, audit those strategic documents, and ensure you're acting with total confidence. You don't have to stay stuck in the solo track. Thank you for joining me today on the Business Wisdom Podcast. I encourage you to block out just 1 hour this week to plan. Treat it as a non-negotiable business task, not a when I have time activity. Look at your operations, find the bottleneck, and take the first step toward clearing it. Until next time, keep learning, keep systemising, and keep striving for the lifestyle you deserve. I'm Clive Enver, and here's to your success.
Thanks for joining Clive. Remember to subscribe for more business wisdom. Want to work with Clive? Book a discovery call with him at enervagroup.com.au.